Hello and welcome to Psychic Moon Tarot reading. So today's reading is about how others perceive you, how people around you perceive you, how do you come across as a person, what people think about you um, the moment they look at you, the moment they get to know you, your first impression. Okay, so how do people perceive you on your first impression? So that is the topic for today's reading, and we have two piles. And pile number one is this deck right here. And pile number two is this deck right here. Okay, so you have two options. Either you can select deck number one or deck number two. Okay, so let me hold them so you can have a look at them and see which is the one that you want to pick. Okay, so pile number one and pile number two. You can pause the video here, take your time, see which is the one that attracts your attention, and that is probably your pile. Okay, so I will start with pile number one, which is this one. So pile number one, how do people perceive you? Okay, the moment you walk into a room, the moment you meet someone, how do others perceive you? How do you come across as a person? Okay, so right away I see that you come across as someone who is very who has very strong opinions. Okay, you come across as someone who will not tolerate nonsense, who will not tolerate beating about the bush. You know, your aura dictates that you want to come to the point right away. You want the other person to come to the point right away without beating about the bush. Okay, you do not entertain fluff, you do not entertain um, gossip or any kind of fluff. Okay, so you like to hit it on the nail, like why are you here, what is the matter, what are we talking about? So get to the point. That is the energy that you dissipate, that is the energy that you give off. So that is your first impression. Whenever people meet you, whenever people come across you for the first time, your aura kind of tells them that they're not, that if they are in a mood to fluff, you will not tolerate that. Okay, you're someone who likes to have a clear cut communication. Okay, no hiding, no beating about the bush, no fluff. Just come to the point, speak straight from the heart. Okay, so that is the first thing that I'm getting for you. Group number one. I'm also seeing that you come across as someone who is very strict, disciplinarian. Um, it's like you give away that vibe that you are a no nonsense person and you will not tolerate any nonsense from the person sitting ahead, sitting in front of you. So they might be a little overwhelmed with your presence. People might feel a little conscious about themselves when they're around you, because your vibe is very strong. Okay, your vibe is something that is that makes the other person a little nervous. You give the vibe, what people perceive about you is that you will stick to your opinion no matter what. Okay, and by saying that you will stick to your opinion no matter what, I mean that you will fight for what you say, and you will defend what you say. You will defend your ideas, you will defend your thoughts, you will defend what you truly believe in. So overall, I'm getting a very, very strong leadership kind of a personality here. Pile number one, I see that your aura is very, very bold, okay? You are someone who is very bold, and you're not scared to voice your opinions. You're not scared to say what you truly feel. um, you are someone, people perceive you as someone who supports honesty no matter what the situation is, okay? And they also perceive you as someone who is in harmony um, with themselves, okay? You are, your aura gives away that feeling of a very nice, a very harmonious feel. It's like everything is very in sync, okay? Your energy, how you look, how you dress up is very much in sync. It's not out of place, it's not scattered, okay? Your energy is very much in harmony. and And that also tells me that you like to dress up in very, very classic styles. Okay, so people perceive you that you are someone who could come across as old school, but um, you would rather stick to old school rather than experimenting and making a fool of yourself. Okay, to you choose to be what makes you comfortable. Okay, you will not step out of your comfort zone very easily. You have very strong boundaries. That is what people perceive about you. Group number 2, Page of Cups. You're also very creative. Okay, people perceive you as someone who's very creative. Probably this comes across the way you use your words, or the way you present yourself, probably how you style yourself, the kind of clothes that you choose. Okay, you have that creative flair, you know what looks good with what. So you have that talent of harmonizing everything about you. So you always are in that um, harmonious energy where your hairstyle is all like very well done, your shoes matches, your belt, something like that. So your entire outfit is very much put together, very well put together, and that gives the vibe of someone who is very creative, very knows how to, you can visualize how things will come together if you put them in a certain way. Okay, so people perceive that about you. What else? Group number 1, how do people perceive you? You're also someone who is very positive. They get to know that you are a very high vibe person. Okay, your positivity is contagious. Your smile could be contagious. Okay, your aura is very bright, colorful, happy, joyous. Okay, you have that childlike enthusiasm in your aura. You have that high energy vibe in you. It's like um, you're always ready to go. Okay, and you have that very, very positive outlook towards life. You have a very positive outlook towards yourself, and you're proud of yourself. People perceive you as someone who is proud of yourself. Okay, that pride shows in. What else? Group number 1. If you're enjoying this reading, don't forget to hit the like button, and also let me know in the comment section if you are this person. And moving on, pile number 1. What else do people perceive about you? People perceive that you would rather stop and think than just say anything in the flow. Okay, they notice that. Okay, they noticed how you take a pause. Okay, how you stop and think before you say anything, because what you think means a lot. You just don't say anything for the sake of saying it, because you really really mean it. And that is a very good quality to have, because you uh, think before you say it out. And I also see that people also find you someone who is um, who can lead a crowd, okay, who can lead a group of people. You have that energy, you have that aura to, it's like I feel that the Pied Piper's energy, where people would happily follow you. People would happily follow what you say. People would happily follow what advice you have to give. And that's coming because you are highly looked upon. Okay, your aura gives away that vibe that you are someone who is knowledgeable, who has a lot of wisdom, and you have learned a lot of lessons from your life, and what advice comes from your mouth means a lot. Okay, that advice carries a lot of weightage is what I see. And that's why people perceive you as someone who could be followed, whose footsteps can be followed. Okay, people idolize you, people a lot of people look up to you, like what is your path, what all have you been through. People would love to follow you, like if you can relate, for example, uh, probably in your neighborhood you did a certain initiative. Okay, so people notice that, and maybe someone also gets inspired by the initiative you took, and they look up to you and do the same thing. So you start a trend. You are the trend setter. Okay, you start, even while dressing, I see that people follow you, because I see that you do a certain thing and then a number of people start doing the same thing. So you start a fashion chain, or you start a trend. There is something that you initiate, uh, some kind of a spark of creativity that you initiate in a lot of people, and that is what I see people perceive that about you. Okay, what else? Group number one. What else do people perceive about you? Group number one. Page of Swords. You have a very strong intelligence, okay? Your intelligence is something that comes across very, very easily. You have a very sharp intellect, you have a very sharp mind. It's not easy to fool you, it's not easy to hide things from you, because you have a very strong intuition. You catch things like that. Okay, you immediately, if somebody lies to you, you immediately catch it. And that is what people get that energy about you, that you can't be messed up with. Okay, you are not someone that people would want to mess up with. So that's the energy. So that is what I had for you about how people perceive you. What's the energy that people look at you from, the angle, what is the angle that people look at you from. Okay, if you like this reading, let me know in the comment section, and I will move on to group number two now. So group number two, whoever chose this deck, okay, this deck, let's find out how people perceive you. What is the kind of impression that you leave when you meet someone for the first time? How people perceive you, how strangers perceive you. Group number two, how people perceive you. You come across as someone very bright, very childlike, enthusiastic, okay, full of energy. People love your energy, okay? Whoever comes in contact with you for the first time, They feel very happy. You evoke a feeling of happiness and joy in them. People perceive you as someone whose company would make them happy. Okay, so they look forward to spending more time with you because you give a lot of joy to them. Because you've realized how painful, day-to-day life could be. You have been through a lot, and people perceive you in a way that you understand deeper emotions. You are very empathetic. You have a lot of empathy for people. Okay, I see that people perceive you as someone who gets them. Okay, you could come across as someone, as a healer. I'm getting the energy of a healer, as an empath too, very strongly, that you understand the hurt, the grief, the sorrowness in others, and immediately transmute that energy into pure joy, into happiness, into that sun-like energy. Okay, um, that is very strongly coming in. So group number two, some of you could be empaths here, some of you could be healers, counselors or coaches. So people coming with a heavy heart to you immediately feel light, immediately feel a sense of joy after meeting you. Okay, people perceive you as someone who can take the right decisions, or someone who can help them make the right decisions. Okay, you have the potential to help them choose what is the right path ahead. You have the knowledge or the wisdom to show them the right path. Okay, um, very strong counselor coach kind of an energy here for group number two. Nine of Pentacles, you are someone, you come across as someone very dependable, there's no doubt about it. So Knight of Pentacles is someone who would take the time to listen to someone with all their attention. Okay, and that's a very, very beautiful quality that you have. Okay, people perceive you as someone who is very dependable, very responsible, um, very mature, to kind of listen to them, have a heart-to-heart conversation, and while you listen to them, the other person feels a lot lighter. So, talking to you, I see that people find it very healing. The process of speaking to you, the process of having a communication with you, having a conversation with you, group number two, people find it very healing. People find it very um, uplifting. Okay, it enhances their mood. It takes a weight off their shoulders when they speak to you. So, that's a very beautiful thing to have, group number two. Oops, I have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is telling me that you offer an emotional support. People perceive you as someone who is ready to help, who's ready to offer help, who's ready to offer their emotions, um, who's ready to offer your emotions. You are someone who's ready to offer your emotions to them. Okay, and that makes them feel very special. You make them feel very special just by connecting to others in a very, very deep way, in a very soulful way. Okay, um, in a very empathic way, where you know by just spending some time with them, the other person feels a lot better energetically. So you are kind of a healer to them. Okay, you are perceived as someone who has magical qualities, someone who has a magical energy to heal or show someone the right path ahead. Okay, uh, very interesting. Group number two. What else? Group number two. What else? How do people perceive you? The healer again, Four of Swords. Your energy, it's very peaceful and relaxing to have a conversation with you. Okay, um, it's like speaking to a counselor. Okay, you have that intrinsic quality of being a wise counsel to someone, and they perceive you as um someone who would understand them at a deeper level, from a deeper level. Justice. You hold very strong morals. Okay, people perceive you as someone who has very, very strong morals. You will always support what is right and always stand for what is the truth. Okay, no matter who is on the other side, you will never be partial towards anything that is wrong morally. So you are someone who is very, very virtuous. Okay, you have very strong morals. You have very strong beliefs about what is right and what is wrong. Uh, and you never, never, uh, you know, walk away from that path. And that's how people look up to you. Your sense of judgment is ultimate. Your sense of um, judgment about what is right and what is wrong, what is morally correct, is very supreme. What else for group number two? The Knight of Pentacles again. Okay, so this is trying to emphasize the fact that people find you as a person who could be by their side, who could, who could be a support system when they need you. Okay, people can rely on you. And you are a source of very, very strong, powerful wisdom that they look forward to. You are perceived as someone who holds the key to major problems in human life. Okay, you hold the key to problems related to relationships or career or decisions or life in general, anything. It could be anything. Okay, but more importantly, what I'm trying to say here is people perceive you as someone who holds a lot of knowledge, who holds a lot of wisdom, and they are ready to bow to you. They are ready to um, listen to you and take your advice very seriously because they look up to you. They actually think that you have a lot to give away as knowledge. Okay, you hold a lot of divine wisdom. What else? How do people perceive you? Group number two. People also see that you are very, very focused towards your goals. You're very focused towards your work. Work is worship for you. Okay, you are someone um, who's very honest to their work, who does what they do with a lot of honesty, with a lot of loyalty, with a lot of love, with a lot of passion. So I see that people perceive that about you. People, people notice that about you, that work is worship for you. Whatever you do, you give it your 100%. Okay? And some of you could also be perceived as workaholics because you are a perfectionist. Till the time you attain perfection, till the time uh, you're happy with where you are, you will not quit. Five of Pentacles. Some people might perceive you as you yourself have been through a lot of struggles. Okay, you come across as someone who has attained this level of wisdom and strength and dependability because you yourself have been through a lot in your life. You've been through grief, you've been through losses, probably you've been through some kind of a crisis, some kind of a difficult phase in your life that has taught you a lot. Okay, and that comes across to you in your aura, that comes across to others in your aura. Page of Pentacles, you are someone who's ready to give all the time. You're very giving. You're very, you value generosity, and you yourself are very generous. Okay, you're very generous. People notice that about you. You're like, you don't think twice before giving anything to anyone. Okay, and you have got it all. Okay, people perceive that you have got it all. You have the wealth that you the people aim to achieve. You have it all. You have the wisdom, you have the personality, you have the charm, you also have the wealth that is important to serve the society. So you have it all. Overall, I see that people look up to you as someone who has attained this position in their lives because they have been through a lot. They have put in a lot of hard work. They have put in a lot of honest, loyal hard work, and that's why you're here. So people perceive you as someone who has not got it all by luck, or who has not got it all overnight. You have struggled your way up here. You have walked a difficult path, and you have shown a lot of strength and tremendous amount of trust in your own abilities to reach to a point where you have come in the present moment. Okay, and that's why people honor you. People give you a lot of respect. People perceive you as someone who deserves a lot of respect. The Lovers card. Okay, so people, you know there's a lot of divine love that you carry. There's a lot of divine compassion. There's a lot of divine love. There's a lot of warm, happy feeling. There's a lot of healing in your energy, and people perceive that. People notice that. Okay, you have a lot of love to offer, and that is what I have for you, group number 2. I hope this was helpful, and if it was, let me know in the comment section, and I would love to read your comments. Okay, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and thank you for tuning in and spending the time with me in this reading. I will see you tomorrow in a new reading. Till then, take care. Bye bye.